అది గ్రీన్ వాళ్ళిద్దరికి I request దివాకర్ బాబు వచ్చారా రాలేదా? I request Sri Checkup Sri C.H. Divakar Babu Garu, Principal V.D. Siddhartha Law College, to come on to the dais and occupy the chair. Allah. I request Sri Gurram Kiran Garu, Faculty AC Law College, present a potted plant to Sri Divakar Babu Garu. May I request రెడీగా ఉండండి, రెడీగా పెట్టి. May I request our chairman AP High Court Legal Services Committee Sri Justice A.V. Seshasai Garu to come on to the dais and adorn the chair. I request Sri Chakka Banerjee, Principal VTAP School of Law, to present a potted plant to C.H. Divakar to A.V. Seshai Garu. May I request today's guest of honor, Sri Honorable Justice Asuddin Amanullah Garu, Executive Chairman, AP State Legal Services Authority, to come on to the dais and adorn the chair. I request Sri C.H. Sudhakar Babu Garu, Principal AC Law College, Guntur, to come on to the potted plant to Honorable Sri Justice Asuddin Amanullah Garu. May I request our today's Chief Guest, Honorable Sri, the Chief Justice Sri Prashant Kumar Mishra Garu, the Chief Justice and Patron-in-Chief AP High Court Legal Services Committee, to come on to the dais and adorn the chair. Please begin. I request Sri A.V. Ravindra Babu Garu, Principal District Judge cum Chairman DLSA Guntur, to present a potted plant to Honorable the Chief Justice. Now the prayer by Law College students. Students, the prayer. రండి.
मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरं शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
May I request Honorable the Chief Justice to light the lamp and dignitaries on dais to join. నేను దిగితే మళ్ళీ ఎక్కలేను. Today being the National Legal Services Authority, it is my bounden duty to present the report on the progress of activities of AP High Court Legal Services Committee. With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, I will read out the report. AP High Court Legal Services Committee was constituted by the State Legal Services Authority on 24/1/2019. Since the date of inception, due to the hard work of the AP High Court Legal Services Committee, this committee is striving hard to achieve the object of Legal Services Authorities Act by providing free and competent legal services to the applicants who applied for providing legal aid, counsel and advice. This committee empaneled 85 panel lawyers who are interested and experienced for providing qualitative legal aid, including pro bono lawyers. It provided legal aid to the applicants in 304 cases from 24/1/2019 to 31/10/2021. As on today, 749 legal aid cases, including the cases received from the S12 High Court of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana State, are pending. It has been monitoring the progress of the cases by conducting monitoring and mentoring committee meetings every month by the secretary and one advocate member, taking appropriate steps for filing appeals within time by the Legal Aid Council and also to get the disposal of the matters. It also gave instructions to the Legal Aid Council to prefer bail applications in appropriate cases by following the guidelines of Honorable High Court. It also conducted sensitization programs to the panel lawyers for improvement of their skills in dealing with legal aid matters. AP High Court Legal Services Committee conducted 10 Lok Adalats, national and e-Lok Adalats for settlement of cases pending before the Honorable High Court of AP by conducting pre-Lok Adalat sittings both physically and virtually, and got settled 4,000 cases from 9/3/2019 to 11/9/2021 with the guidance and encouragement of our chairman and honorable judges and the cooperation of bar members, public prosecutors, government leaders and all other stakeholders. This committee has sent 50 SLPs to the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee from 24/1/2019 to 31/10/2021. Within a week from the date of receipt of the copy of the judgment for preferring SLPs on behalf of the convict prisoners to avoid delay in filing SLPs. Thank you, Millard. May I request our Honorable Chairman, Sri Justice A.V. Seshaya Garu, to take over the session and to give brief introduction on Mission Legal Services. Once again, I extend my thanks to the
attached to the legal services authorities for smoothly and effectively undertaking the activities and to monitor the programs. There are 6 committees constituted. They are Core Committee, Legal Literacy Committee, Legal Aid Committee, Conciliation Committee, Coordination Committee, and finally Redressal Committee. The Secretary, High Court Legal Services Committee would monitor the activities of these committees. As of now, 8 law college lecturers, 1 or 2 law students, and 41 learned advocates are the members of these committees for the implementation of the activities under this program. The participant law colleges are, we should not forget them, VD Siddhartha Law College, Vijayawada. Number 2, JC College of Law, Guntur. 3, AC College of Law, Guntur. 4, VIT AP School of Law. Then 5th one is KLEF College of Law. This is about the program broadly. Then finally, on behalf of the AP High Court Legal Services Committee, I thank one and all for extending this wonderful cooperation to us. And I hope that the same will continue in the days to come also. Finally, my sincere namaskarams to one and all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Now, I request Sri K. Janaki Ramareddy Garu, President AP High Court Advocates Association, to speak on this occasion.
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, the chief guests of today's function, the Honorable Chief Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra Garu, the Honorable Justice Sri Asanuddin Amanullah, the Honorable Justice A.V. Sheshasai, Srimati M.V. Ramana Kumari, Secretary, AP High Court Legal Services Committee, Sri C.H. Divakar Babu, Principal of Siddhartha Law College, Vijayawada, and the Honorable Judges of this court, and advocate friends, and the law students who have come here, and the other members who are present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to address this august gathering on the momentous occasion of launching of Mission Legal Services Program, which is a pan-India awareness and outreach program as part of observation of Azadi Ka Amrutotsav to commemorate 75 years of independence. We know that our freedom struggle was led by many great lawyers who also strive to make our society more progressive. They envisioned a society based on justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These fundamental principles have been enshrined in our Constitution. Since independence, we have made substantial progress in realizing our constitutional goals, but a lot of work remains to be done to reach the destinations identified by our founding fathers. Mahatma Gandhiji, father of our nation, strongly believed in the concept of Sarvodaya through Antyodaya, that is development of all through the welfare of the weakest sections of the society. It is an undeniable truth that only inclusive growth can lead to a sustainable and vibrant democracy. Inclusive and sustainable growth would be impossible to attain without providing inclusive access to justice. The framers of our Constitution were well aware about our socio-economic reality. Therefore, they envisage a welfare state where no one is denied basic needs of life. Equality and access to justice complement each other. In countries with major socio-economic gaps, unequal access to justice leads to widening of these divides. Every person comes across legal issues in their lifetime, be it related to employment, inheritance, business, or the family. Suppression of unmet legal needs results in the suppression of full potential of an individual. Socio-economic justice would be impossible to achieve without providing equal access to justice. The key to equal access to justice lies in creating legal awareness first. Legal awareness will be galvanizing force behind the reform process that we are propagating. Only when the vulnerable classes are aware about their rights, they can shape their own future. We need the people to feel that the law and the institutions are for everyone. If the legal and judicial systems seem far removed and inaccessible to the poor and the marginalized, if they are unaware of their rights or they know their rights but are not aware of the process of availing these rights or pursue them to be too costly or prolonged, there will be discontent and alienation from the justice system, and we will be failing in our constitutional and moral duty to provide for such access to justice. It is imperative that ways and means are devised to reach out these people rather than other way around. The launching of Mission Legal Services incorporates the goal of National Legal Services Authority, which is, I quote, "If the needy cannot reach us, we shall reach the needy." I will repeat it. If the needy cannot reach us, we shall reach the needy. Making the noble mission a grand success will be the real tribute to the founders of this great nation. I urge you all the wholeheartedly support this endeavor and carry the flag of justice to the remotest corner and to the weakest person in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Empowering and enabling the people is the key to the freedom. Freedom from iniquity, freedom to dream, freedom to achieve. I would like to invoke the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi in the light of colossal task that lies in front of us. Man becomes great exactly in the degree in which he works for the welfare of this fellow man. I urge upon all the stakeholders to join this historic aim at making justice accessible to each of those in need of legal aid. Jai Hind.
Precisely this is the reason why you have become the leader of the bar. Thank you very much, sir, for giving this inspiring speech. Now, may I request Sri C.H. Divakar Babu Garu to give his message. Principal, Siddhartha Law College.
Honorable Sri Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra Garu, Chief Justice, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Sri Justice Ashwanuddin Amanullah Garu, Honorable Sri Justice A.V. Seshai Garu, Sri Janaki Ramareddy Garu, President, High Court Bar Association, Honorable Sri Justice Praveen Kumar Garu, Honorable Sri Justice Somayajal Garu, and esteemed members, esteemed judges of the High Court, and esteemed members of the legal fraternity, my fellow principals, faculty members, dear student friends, and Raman Kumari Garu and others. We are profoundly happy and delighted to involve ourselves in this program. And we are immensely thankful to the Legal Service Authority for involving us in this great task. 75 years have gone by after India attained independence. Even now, access to justice is unfortunately a distant dream or mirage for many vulnerable and weaker sections of the society. So this program really makes access to justice meaningful, purposeful, and fruitful regardless of caste, creed, race, language, religion. Access to justice is a part of right to life, which is a fundamental right. Though the constitutional courts have made great strides in making it really meaningful, in spite of this, there are many discrepancies and a lot to be achieved. And we, faculty and students, are profoundly happy to involve ourselves in this program because of two reasons. The first reason is there is always a difference between law in the text and the law in actuality, law in action. So law and life are two shades of life. Law merely reflects the social reality. So the relationship between law and society is like fish and water. One can never divorce law from the society. It makes us to understand the law in actuality and whether law in the text is really serving its purpose as visualized by the legislators. And Roscoe Pound has rightly pointed out the task of a lawyer is a social engineering. So it enables us, it enables our students to understand the society, to understand law in action, and it makes them to transform themselves as social engineers. So we are immensely happy for involving us in this momentous task. So it is mutually beneficial to us and to the society. So, apart from this, we would also highlight, so time in and time again we have been emphasizing emphatically that the ultimate goal of our constitution, goal, destiny and vision of our constitution is growth with equity and inclusive society. So growth with equity and inclusive society is possible only when access to justice is made really meaningful, purposeful and fruitful. So we are immensely thankful to A.V. Seshai Garu and Raman Kumari Garu for giving us this wonderful opportunity to understand the reflections of law in the society and where are the deficiencies, and I would like to assure the Honorable Justice Prashant Kumar Garu and his brother judges that we will work with commitment, dedication, and we will ensure that this project definitely succeeds in its letter and spirit. Thank you, sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Man of sagacity and goodness, Sri C.H. Divakar Babu Garu, who said that lawyers are social engineers. Thank you very much, sir, for delivering this wonderful message. Now, may now request our learned brother and Chairman AP State Legal Service Authority, Sri Amanullah ji, to deliver his speech.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Honorable Justice C. Praveen Kumar, my brother judge, Honorable Justice Shesha Sai, learned President of the Bar Association of this court, esteemed Principal of the Law College, my sister brother judges, learned Registrar General, members of the registry, members of the bar, students, other faculty members, a very hearty welcome and good morning to all of you. This is my first official function as chairman of the State Legal Services Authority, Executive Chairman. I've been associated with this cause for quite some time in various capacities. And I can tell you with certainty, it's not mere words. The tremendous amount of work you can do. The scope is absolutely immense. And every little step taken by you is going to have a very deep and lasting impact on the lives of people you connect to. We are a country of great diversity in everything, but that is the beauty. And the other thing is that our leaders, our forefathers, and standing below the image of Mahatma Gandhi, it's inspiring also. They thought about the future. We have wonderful laws. The only thing is, there is a disconnect between the law and the actual benefit which the citizen is entitled to in law. Now, how do we bridge that gap? We don't need extra laws. We have laws which may now require to be abrogated, repealed. Now, this outreach program should act as a bridging gap, as a bridge between the law and the person for whom it is intended. That is the last person, in the words of Mahatma Gandhi, it should reach the last person standing in the line. Now how do we do that? It is easier said than done. Every time there have been attempts, you will see that there are camps there, programs are held, and we give speeches, and after that everything is okay. There is, for the statistics, it is so many legal camps, so many persons attended. But have you ever asked the question, what actually comes out of it? How many persons could you motivate? What was the result? Now this outreach program, as we all know, is with regard to the focuses on adopting certain villages. I would just request, because as has rightly been said by the learned principal, that once they are involved and the students are involved, I should frankly admit one thing. I have tremendous faith in the legal fraternity. And I know that I am not mistaken. It is not that because I belong to it. I know the capacity, I know the training you have during the course of law. And the best part is that you are trained to be compassionate, because whenever a person comes to you, he comes with a problem. Now you have to step into his shoes, into his mindset, understand his problem, and then only you can make out a case. So it gives you an inherent training how to be considerate, how to think about the problem of the others. Others may come, officers may come, they are dispassionate. They know, okay, this is the law, you want this, I will do this. They really don't make an effort to understand the problem, the real problem which that person is facing. You stand on a very different pedestal. You have to understand your position. Once you understand your position, then you realize what the duty is cast. We say accept power, we sign power. Do you understand the implication of that? That person is giving everything in your hand. It's a tremendous responsibility. The only thing is we have to be sensitive about it. We have to realize the burden we take upon ourselves. If we do that, we will understand, and then it will make things easier. And I'll always keep telling that because you understand the law, even if you are not connected with the case, you see a violation, you are required to react. Not react in the sense that you become overtly active, react in the sense you have to become proactive. Don't shut your eyes to any injustice anywhere. You don't have to be the representative or the power holder of a person to help him. You have to be, it is enough that you see something happening. You just go and advise. You tell that this is your right. Your rights are being abused. You have this remedy. Guide him. Please do that. Unless you discharge your responsibility, I am prone to speaking some bluntly. We have come to a level where even there is crisis with regard to the legal fraternity. I am saying in a positive sense, it is time to wake up. Why we have resulted in such a position that people now say it is better not to have the opportunity to go to a lawyer. Why? It is because probably somewhere down the line we have forgotten actually what we are supposed to do. Our foremost duty is to assist and ensure that whatever law is there, it reaches the objective, it is delivered, and actually the benefit passes on to the person for whom it is made. Once we realize that, things will become easier. And I always keep saying that let us have a standard which we know we may not be able to achieve. It is stated that unless you have a very high objective, because you can never reach the ideal position. So have a very high standard so that even if you falter, it comes within 80% of your expectation. And according to me, if you ask me what that high standard should be, it should be a standard where the village you adopt should be litigation-free 0%. I am saying it with some responsibility in the sense that we have managed to do that. It is not a thing which can only be dreamt of. There are villages in India. The place from where I came, there is a village. Last 40 years, zero litigation. No litigation, and not a small village. It's a village of about 26,000 people. And for 4 generations, not even one litigation. If, as lawyers, don't understand me that I'm trying to take away your clients from you. If there is no litigation, you will go out of business. I'm not suggesting that. But the moment you do that, you will have clients more in advisory capacity. You don't have to make everybody fight to represent them. You can be their advisors. This outreach program should at least make them aware. Not make them aware by saying that, look here, you come, this is the law, you come and fight a case. You can file a case. Not in that sense. I'll tell you an example and not take the name. A judge, when he became the chairman of the Legal Services Authority, executive chairman of a state, it was in the nascent stage. After 5 years, he happened to come and we met somewhere. I just asked him that, sir, you have a very good reputation that you really established the legal services. He said, brother, if you ask me, I am having my doubt whether I did a good job or a bad job. I didn't understand. He said, I'll explain you, give a very simple example. He said, in villages, in homes, very low poverty-stricken people, the husband used to come. Maybe he was a little bit abusive with the kids and all, but the family was there. He brought money. After my ambitious drive, now the moment he does something, she files the complaint, he's taken into custody. Now that family is jeopardized. No money is coming. Nobody takes care of what happens. It is very easy to make somebody fight, but are you aware of the social responsibility? Who fills in the gap? Who gives money to them so that the children are fed every day? Who takes care of the family? And when that person came out, he said, after 2 years when that person came out, when he went there, neither the wife was there nor the kids were there. He didn't know where they had gone because they had to move somewhere to live their life. So he said, now I am having thoughts whether I did a good job or whether I did a bad job. So that is the responsibility. Awareness should not be in the sense that make them aware, make them into litigants. No, this is my right, immediately I have to do. Make them aware of what is the practical side of nature, what is the practical side of life, and how to balance it with law. That responsibility is you because you know the repercussions. A common man might not know. People from other field will say, the official will say, look here, this is the law for you. If somebody does this, straight away go to the courts. It is your responsibility to tell him, to understand the implications, advise him to go for mediation, to sort out the matter, not to straight away go take the extreme step of lodging a case. So be responsible. I know this is not the time and the platform to say all this, but I am very passionate about these things. And I believe that unless you are passionate, you will not be able to make a difference. So kindly get some passion. And to my younger colleagues who are just budding lawyers, kindly inculcate right from day one, mark a certain time for yourself. Like 2 days in a month, I will give only for this legal awareness. I will move to people, even in our house, we will advise. But advise them about the human side of law, not about the very extreme side of law. Unless you make them aware of the human side of law, they will not be encouraged and probably you will be failing in your duty. I wish everybody all the best and let us make this a success. And I have great hope from everybody, and I am also looking forward to working with Honorable the Chief Justice under his leadership and with my brother Sheshasai. Let us achieve something not on paper but on the ground. We don't bother about statistics. The satisfaction to you, I think, will be greater than any statistics which will come before you. Thank you so much. All the best. Jai Hind.
Man of dynamism, our learned brother, Sri Amanullah ji. Thank you very much, sir, for giving this wonderful message, inspiring message, I say that. Now, may I request the Honorable Chief Justice to release a book containing information with regard to this program, Mission Legal Services. Other dignitaries may also join, please. Now may I request the Honorable Chief Justice, Shri Mishra ji, to give his message.
My esteemed brother Justice Amanullah, the newly appointed Executive Chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Legal Services Authority, brother Justice Sita Sai, Chairman of High Court Legal Services Committee, Sri K. Janaki Rami Reddy, President AP High Court Bar Association, Sri C.H. Divakar Babu, Principal, Siddharth Law College, Mrs. M.V. Ramana Kumari, the Secretary, Andhra Pradesh High Court Legal Services Committee, my brother and sister judges of the dais, Registrar General and members of the registry and members of other judicial officers, the senior and other members of the bar, and last but not the least, the law students who are the pillar of this particular outreach program. A very good morning and warm welcome to all of you. This is my first address after reaching here and swearing in. And nothing would be better than this opportunity and moment when my first address begins with a program devoted to legal aid services. This is exactly for what our existence is in this system. Unless we reach out to the poorest of poor and the most marginalized of the lot who are marginalized and the sufferers, our very existence is immaterial. I congratulate the High Court Legal Services Committee and the legal aid movement as a whole in organizing this function and this program of Mission Legal Services, adoption of revenue mandals. As we know, Honorable Executive Chairman of NALSA, Justice U. Lalit, way back on 2nd October had inaugurated this program, and he declared that from 2nd October 2021 to 14th November, the whole period will be devoted to the outreach activities in different fashion. And at that time I was the Executive Chairman of State Legal Services Authority, Chhattisgarh. And this particular week, from 8th of November to 14th November, has been assigned by the government to the judiciary and to the legal aid movement to maximize the outreach program to reach to the farthest and remotest corner of the country. And the idea was that no individual, not even a single village, would be left out in this outreach program. And that is how the program was designed, that there will be teams appointed and deputed to visit every village in this country. And that has happened. And before the program was conceived, it was looking as if it is impossible, but it had happened. And I, for my own, I am always an optimist. I see potential in every individual. I see a potential, even a class 4 employee of our court, even the poorest of poor who can help his other colleague and fellow man in the village. Every man on the street is our agent and our mission accomplished man. We cannot belittle and demean the effort of any individual, and everybody who is willing to join us in achieving the object of legal aid movement and providing access to justice to all. I always say that access to justice doesn't mean that access to justice in a court of law. If a person is provided his basic needs for which he is suffering and wanting because of non-implementation of any government program or for any other weakness, any shortcomings in life, if some benefit is provided to him, that is the idea of justice for that poor man. Every individual doesn't have a court case to be fought in a court of law. Very little less than 1% of the population are involved in litigation, real litigation. But for others, if he is not having the meal for both the time, that is the idea of justice for him. He thinks that if the government or the persons who are sitting at the helm of affairs are not providing me 2 meals for a day, then what is the idea of justice for him? That is how we should look at it. And for us, the law students, they are the backbone of our legal aid activities. They are the bridge between the citizen and the judiciary. If the law students come forward to help this mission of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and Mission Legal Services, I don't think that this program would be so successful. And I congratulate Brother Sesasai and Brother Amanullah for initiating this program, and I hope and wish that this would be a grand success. Thank you so much.
Incidentally, I have to mention one thing, that we are opening 7 legal aid clinics in various villages in and around our High Court. And finally, in continuation of what the Honorable Chief Justice said and what Amanullah ji said, in the direction of inspiring especially the students for the future of this nation. వాళ్ళు చెప్పింది ఏమిటంటే అండి, చివరిగా ఒక విద్యార్థి ఎలా ఉండాలి అంటే, ఏ దేశమేగినా ఎందుకాలిడినా, ఏ పీఠమెక్కినా ఎవరెదురైనా, పొగడరా నీ తల్లి భూమి భారతిని, నిలుపరా నీ జాతి నిండు గౌరవము. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్. Now, vote of thanks by Member Secretary, AP State Legal Service Authority, Sri Chinnamsetti Raju garu.
My Lord, Honorable the Chief Justice and Patron-in-Chief, Andhra Pradesh State Legal Service Authority, My Lord, Honorable Sri Justice Ashanuddin Amanullah, Executive Chairman, AP State Legal Service Authority, My Lord, Honorable Sri Justice A.V. Seshai, Chairman, AP High Court Legal Services Committee, Honorable Judges of High Court of Andhra Pradesh, Bar Association, High Court Advocates Association President Janaki Ramareddy garu and Principal Siddhartha Law College Vijayawada Devakara Babu garu, respected registrars, land advocates, staff members, and particularly the law students, one and all, very good morning to one and all. Namaskar. I am very happy that we are celebrating Legal Services Day today, that is 9th November. Every year we have been celebrating. We know that legal service is a noble cause and it's an opportunity to serve the poor and downtrodden. Now we all heard and inspired of motivational speeches of their lordships, and let us all rededicate ourselves to serve the needy. My Lord Honorable the Chief Justice and Patron-in-Chief, Andhra Pradesh State Legal Service Authority. My Lord, we are inspired and motivated to rededicate ourselves to serve the needy. We are very much thankful to your Lordship for the inspiring speech. We are very much benefited with the motivational speech of Honorable Sri Justice Ashanuddin Amanullah ji, Executive Chairman, AP State Legal Service Authority. My Lord, we are very much thankful for your Lordship. My Lord Honorable Sri Justice A.V. Sheshai Garu, Chairman, AP High Court Legal Services Committee. My Lord, we are grateful and we are thankful for your Lordship's speech. My Lords, Honorable Judges, pranams and heartfelt thanks for gracing this meeting. And I thank the Principal, Siddhartha Law College, Vijayawada, for attending this function. And I also thankful Sri Janakirama Reddy Garu, President High Court Advocates Association. I thank one and all. I thank the respected registrars, law students, and I thank all on behalf of AP State Legal Service Authority and AP High Court Legal Service Committee for making this program a grand success. Thank you very much.
Now national anthem by the staff members.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाये तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।
Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.